everyone, I'm Crystal. I'm Lori.
My name is Jung.
And Bunny. And today we're going to interview Mr. Peter from Wirtshaus Galliker restaurant. And the reason why we choose this restaurant is because its own characteristic and the long historical. And there must be some interesting reason behind that make the restaurant be loved through 4 generations. And let's find out with us today.
We have prepared some questions for the interview, and all the responses of the interviewer will be used for academic purpose. So let's start the interview with the owner of the restaurant.
Hello everyone, this is Galliker restaurant and this is Mr. Peter. I really have a pleasure to have an interview with him. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Hello,
welcome.
Nice to meet you. So, can you tell us something about your Galliker restaurant, about the background, about the history?
Well, the house itself is first mentioned March 15, 1681. At that time it was just a house to live in. Then the house became a restaurant around 1800, and since November 15th, 1856, this house belongs to the family. I am the 4th generation here. The first one who started was my great-granduncle and his wife, my great-grand-aunt. They used to have a restaurant nearby, at that time called Roy's Steak. And then he knew the restaurateur of this place well. They were good friends, so they decided to switch the places because my uncle, my great-granduncle said you actually like your restaurant better than mine, and the other one said, well, I would rather prefer being over at the river. So they changed the place, and my uncle had to give him some money because there was more ground here, more territory than over there. And so he started this restaurant with his wife November 15th, 1856. So last year, November 15th, the place has been in the family for 161 years. My name is also Galliker, like the name of this place, but my great-granduncle gave his name to it. And then it went on to his eldest nephew, my grandfather, with his wife, then my parents, and now
So totally 4 generations, right?
Yes, yeah.
So today we're gonna ask you some question about guest experience. Before they enter to the restaurant, what do you do with them? How do you manage the waiting time? And
we seat them, most of the time the guests have a reservation, not that much for lunch, but for dinner all that, most of the time.
So what type of reservation do you have? Like calling system?
Calling,
online?
Calling.
Only calling?
Calling, yeah. Mm-hmm. Calling or bigger groups, they send me a letter. So normally it's calling.
So normally when they call, what information do you need from the guests?
Name, date, time, maybe the phone number.
Do you ask how many people they
How many,
have?
of course, yeah.
Okay, so when they have the reservation, and then how you gonna manage to put them in which table should they have?
We see how the situation is, where we have something left, or sometimes people who know the place well, they're required to be on this side or on the other side, so if we can manage that, we'll do it.
But normally, do they ask to sit close to windows, or?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they say would like to be in this part over there.
So they like that?
But I have a bank director who always wanted to sit on this side, because then you meet more people. Hear people sit together, and start talking. And he told me once, big businesses just by getting to know people here.
Yes. So normally when the guests they reserve, but they don't come to the restaurant, or they come late.
It very seldom happens. Very, very well.
So
it happens, but it's 1-2 reservations per month. See, that's not a problem.
So if they do not attend to the restaurant, then what do you do?
We call them.
Confirm them, right?
Yeah.
So when the guests come into the restaurant, do you say like hello, welcome? Or
Yes, when I'm around, yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, my staff does it.
So during the time that it's really full, and when there's some guests they come in, but the restaurant is so full and they have no more seats. So what do you do to manage those people?
Sometimes, if we have space enough here, we ask them if they mind to wait a little, for a little more, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. When we see somebody wants to get the check, the bill, then we say wait. There will be a table ready soon. It depends on the situation. We see it right away. Not that big.
Around
Otherwise, we already say sorry, we can't make it. People, all the other guests just came, and they come around 7 o'clock and it's full and people start eating there. Then the chance is not that big to get a table. They come at 8:30. They have more chance that table will be free again.
During the time they are waiting, do you ask them to have some drink first?
Oh yes, if they would like something, yes.
So you do it before you employ your staff, or when you employ them, do you train them with special?
Normally they're well trained, but then every place is a bit different, so you explain them all the things that are special here, what is different maybe from another place. It's generally speaking, you serve from the right, all that stuff.
Do you have any special training with them?
Not necessarily.
So just feel comfortable,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Sometimes in the morning we have time to talk about it. In the evening when we sit together, have a glass of wine, and then tell them a few things which were maybe not good or should be better or whatever.
Yes, and I have seen your staff wearing like casual clothes.
Yeah.
Why do you want to?
No, they always wanted to be free and not uniformed.
So normally, when the staff serving the guests, and do they observe them before the guests finish the drinks? Do they go there to the table to fill it in, like to recognize what is finished and to?
It depends. If they have an aperitif, we leave it on the table until they finish it, but sometimes they ask for the aperitif and then also for the wine,
Yes.
mineral water, whatever. But then the aperitif is still remaining or still on the table, so we leave it there. Leave it up to the guest. Sometimes the guests say, you may take it away from them, because we.
But normally the staff will come and.
Normally we clear the table if a guest is asking for that. It's requiring that.
Normally, when the customer comes, does your staff taking the guest to the table?
Yes.
So they don't.
Or me, if I know the number, whatever. But most of the time it's done by the staff. They welcome the guest and then they see them to the table.
Can the guests, they can choose the table what they want, wherever they want to sit?
No. So if they ask on the phone, yes. But once they hear it, it's all prepared and fixed. This guest go to this table, that's all written down. And
when the guests come, do the service, they offer them and ask them to present the menu to the guests, or just let them to see whatever you first?
Well, automatically, they ask for an aperitif, they start drinking the aperitif, and then you go with the menu to the table.
So
when they're really hurried, they say, maybe get the menu right away, we are in a hurry.
But when
That's more often that could happen for lunch. They have an appointment in the afternoon.
yes.
They have to be back at the office at 2 or 1:30 or whatever.
But when the guests ask you about like specialty of the restaurant, any special dish for them and
Yeah, you explain them and then you can choose if you like it or not.
So the staff will explain to them.
Yes,
tell them
staff or me.
Do you clear the plate every time they finish the meal, and the crumb of the bread on the table?
That you do before we serve the serve.
Yes, so you do as well.
Yeah.
Do you have cheese fondue in the restaurant?
Not anymore. because of the smell.
Ah, because of the
See,
smell.
people are on the inside, they don't smell. But people, if there's a fondue served, the people come from outside into the restaurant. Oh, it smells of cheese, and some people they don't like that. So we stopped it.
When did you start?
About 5, 6, 7 years ago.
For example, when the guests they are complaining about the food or the service or anything of the restaurant, what do
If
you
something's
do?
really not, thanks God, it very seldom happens, but then I replace it or I don't charge it.
Don't
Whatever.
charge
It depends.
it. So what if it happens with the service? For example, they pour the wine and the wine drop onto the guest.
Then we pay for dry cleaning.
So you
Sometimes
take-
they can bring it to the they can bring it to the dry cleaning and then they bring us the receipt and we pay it.
But normally that situation your staff can manage.
Oh,
You don't
yeah,
have to ask them.
They can handle that. Oh, yeah.
So I've seen so many pictures, like all picture, your parents' picture.
Over there,
Around
yeah.
there, yes.
And my grandparents, but there was a generation before as well.
So what is the reason that you hang those ones?
People like to see that.
So,
Yeah,
because
it's called it's a long family tradition here in this place, and family tradition.
And I see like outside when the guests observe it inside, they cannot see this is the restaurant because it has the curve. They cannot see the guests inside as well.
They can, well, something to look through the upper windows.
Yes. Why don't you make the curtain away or when the guests, people around, they can see?
No, we
inside?
leave it all open. We leave it open. We used to pull the curtains, but during the last years, we leave it open.
What are the purpose of making a big table?
It was always like this in here, and people like that. It's something special. So they sit together. They're kind of forced to sit together. But sometimes they get wonderful discussions and new friendships and all that happens. That's it. It's not. Otherwise, they ask for a table over there. You know, then they can do a smaller table for its own, on its own,
Do you use
by themselves.
Yes, when the guests are using it, and do you often go to them and ask them how they feel? Or
I ask them if it was good. Or,
Yes.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's normal. We always ask.
So when you hear something that they don't like, so or any feedback, do you do something with the feedback to improve it?
Yes, of course, but normally I don't have complaints. Very simple. I suppose a coffee or wine or liquor or something, and of course I say don't charge it or whatever.
Yes. When they finish the meal already, but before they leave, do you offer them or do you give them any special gift, like a postcard? Do you give
Postcard, yes, postcards, yeah. So
just when they asked or?
sometimes to the Americans or for people from abroad, not to the locals.
Aha.
But people from abroad who are from far away, they come from far away, another part of the world, you know, then they like it very much. Get a little souvenir, a card, you know.
Do you have a lot of loyal guests?
Regular guests. Oh yeah,
Do you have it?
especially the winter, yes.
How do you keep the relationship with them?
We say hello every time. Sometimes, if there's time, we have a little chat.
Yes.
We talk to each other about something, whatever comes up, you know.
If they are loyal guests, do you have their contact, their phone number, for example?
Because a lot of my guests are here on the
Yes.
cell phone. Yeah. When they make a reservation, we always ask for their phone number.
Oh.
Reservation file.
So if the restaurant has some special event, do you call them to invite them?
No.
For example?
Because here a lot of people know when we have specials like game and whatever, they know the pot of us on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, or on Friday there's always a lot of beef roast with a heavy red wine, gravy, mashed potatoes and vegetables. Certain things people know, especially the regulars, and so they don't have to
promoted. You know.
That's everything that we asked you today.
Okay.
I really thank you for your.
You're welcome.
Thank you so
I wish you a good time here
Thank you.
and a lot of success in school. I hold my very best wish.
And now we are going to interview the staff. How long have you been here?
Wie lange schaffst du jetzt schon da? In June it was 1 year. June 1 year, yeah. So
Is
it's
it season new or
13 months.
13
She's
months?
new, yes.
How do you feel when you were working here?
Wie fühlst du dich, wenn du drinnen schaffst?
Gut,
Good?
sonst wäre ich nicht da.
Well, I shouldn't be here.
Any stressful for you when you're working here?
Not at the moment. We have not that much to do because of the warmer weather. But in the winter we have a hard time. Then it's more stress, yeah, in the winter.
How she served the guest? The customer?
Well, as everybody does. Being nice and friendly. Ich müsste fragen, wie du Gäste servieren. No, with politeness, you know. Nice and politeness.
Schauen freundlich zu sein.
Trying to be friendly.
And you always come to the table to ask the people how do they feel when they're eating?
Ja, yes. Aber zu Tisch gehen und fragst du, ob sie geschmeckt hat. Oh ja. Oh yes.
Thank you so much.